Hey guys, here's a concept that you guys asked for more practice with, and I know that we needed to go over some more. It is identifying parts of a sentence. So we have two parts. We have the naming part and we have the telling part. So the naming part is naming who the sentence or what the sentence is about. So it would be what is the noun or the subject of the sentence. And the telling part is what is that person or thing or animal doing? So, for example, if I have the sentence, my mom went to the store. Part of that sentence is going to tell me who the sentence is about, and part of it is going to tell me what they're doing. So, sorry, I shouldn't put that in my mouth, but who the story is about is, or I'm sorry, not the story, but the sentence is about is my mom. So I'm going to put an orange box around my mom. On your worksheet, you're going to use a different color. And you can color through the word, but if you do that, I need you to make sure that you don't do this because then I can't read it. So you can either put a box around it or underline it, or I'll show you how to do just a simple line through it on the actual worksheet because I can't do it with the markers or it mixes them up and gets the marker tip messed up. So is my mom would be the naming part because you're naming who the sentence is about. And went to the store. You want to make sure that you include the whole sentence and not leave out words. So went to the store is the telling part because that's what she did. And when we talk about the parts of speech or the breaking up the sentence, we would say that the naming part is the subject and the telling part is the predicate. So you may have seen those words before, and that explains how those two are connected. So again, the naming part is the subject, and the telling part is the predicate. It's telling you what are they doing. And the naming part is who is doing that action. It's the noun and the verb and what they're doing with that verb. So they went. Well, where did they go? To the store. And as we get as you get older, you're going to learn each part of these sentences and how to label it. What part of speech is it? Is it a verb? Is it a prepositional phrase? We've learned about prepositions, and that's called mapping a sentence. But right now, we're just talking about the naming part and the telling part, or the subject and the predicate. And that was something that Miss Friedman struggled with a lot too. In fact, I had to review that when I was taking my college classes just a few days ago or a few weeks ago because I didn't even remember what that was because we know what those parts are without even really thinking about them. So sometimes we have to slow down and think about what is that part of the sentence so that way we can have a better understanding of what we're saying and the English language. It's especially helpful for students that don't speak English as well when they're learning the language and to understand the meanings of words and concepts. Even though more than likely someone's not going to say what while you're speaking. What you just said was the subject, but it's important to still know what it is. So if we're looking at number one, I told you I would give you an example on the worksheet and how to draw a line through it just carefully, and so that way I can still see what it is. Because I was seeing a lot of people doing this, and If it's a lighter color, it's okay because I can see it. But then you risk going into part of it that's not part of the subject. And I'm going to be a little bit more um, harder on grading it this time. Not really grading it, but checking it. And I might tell you something's wrong if you had the correct answer, but it looks wrong because you've scribbled. So take your time and do it slowly, or if it's easier, just underline. So this says the Muffin Man Bakery shop is now open. So what is it talking about? It is not talking about a person, but it's talking about a store. So the naming part, oh, I have it backwards. The naming part is going to be green. See, and that's why it's important to read the directions, because I would have gotten the entire worksheet wrong if I didn't read. It needs to be the telling part. I'm sorry, the naming part is green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it on the directions, and I'm going to do it just so I make sure I don't get anything wrong. And before you start any assignment, you should always read the directions so that way you don't rush through it. Because sometimes on math, we might add when we're really supposed to subtract because we didn't read the directions and we just assumed. And or we might color things incorrectly, and you can't fix a coloring unless you reprint the worksheet and do it all over. And nobody wants to do that. So we have the Muffin Man Bakery shop is now open. So what it's talking about is the Muffin Man Bakery shop. So I've put a line through that whole subject, the Muffin Man Bakery shop. And because it's the name of the store. And is now open is the telling part. So here I just put one line through it, or I could have gone under it and just underlined. But again, I'm going to take my time so that way I don't take my line any longer than it should be. I hope that helps to understand the sentence information of, I'm sorry, not information, identifying parts of sentences concept a little better. If you need more help, you can join me for my office hours, and I'll be happy to help you. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember what day this is assigned for because I'm making all of the videos on Monday right now, just to get them out of the way. If for some reason this is assigned for Friday and I'm not having my office hours, but you still need help, send me a message and I'll try to set up a time that I can help you with it, or we can wait till next week to fix it. If it's not, if I can't work it out for you. All right, have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.